Who's Airy? He's the guy who everyone was accusing of being a reading player. And he posted a tweet longer today confessing that he is in fact a reading player. The community stunned. Want to read through it? We can read through it together if you want. The tweet is titled, "Something I Gotta Get Off My Chest." It says, "I'm sorry. I have a confession to make. Hope this doesn't change how you see me, but if it does, I understand. I can read low approach rate. I've been doing it since 2014 when I first downloaded really old maps. I know, disgusting. First, some background you should know about me. I went into the game with 4 mod and was excited to see myself on the leaderboards of 1-star maps. My friends thought I was cool. They had never gotten a top 50 before. I learned the game little by little, memorizing maps to get marginally better scores than ones set by players 5+ years before. It was tough, but I stayed strong until I couldn't. I gave in. It was harmless at first. A pattern here, a pattern there. Nobody would notice. It quickly snowballed into entire maps. I felt so much guilt. Every once in a while, I'd set memory scores with hidden flashlight. But I know that doesn't make up for it. It spiraled out of control. Eventually, I gave up on flashlight altogether. At this point, why even put any honest effort, right? It was just too easy to play based on the visuals rather than despite them. The easy community took me in. I met other players who had fallen as well. If others are doing it too, then maybe it's not so bad. That's not a valid excuse. I know better now. Things didn't end there. I kept needing more and more reading to get any satisfaction. My skin underwent changes as the patterns became more and more obvious to my brain. I ended up removing all the elements that I used as a crutch. It wasn't enough. Different mod combinations, Osu, insane maps, nothing could satisfy the itch. That's when one of my friends showed up to help. Or at least I thought he was trying to help. He gave me a modded client so that I could play lower approach rate than the game's limit. It drove me to complete ruin. I entered the bottomless pit of reading. The AR kept getting lower and lower. I couldn't stop. For years, it was my only drive. Lower, more, the darkness beckoned. The people in my life knew. You can't hide things offline. I lost my job. My family left me. No one wants anything to do with a reading player. They're not reliable. You can't trust them, they say. That's when I realized that I needed rehab. I spent a few months clean, limited the AR to 7+. Thought I was getting better, even started talking to old friends again. The doctors there told me that abstinence was the only way. Moderation isn't possible. I should have listened. Which is the point in this, when I was reading it, when I saw it on Twitter for the first time, that I realized that this is just, like, some confession about, binge drinking or something. Where he's taken something that probably some guy who has been binge drinking on the internet has posted. I don't know the context, like the full context behind this. There is probably something that takes it from like 9 out of 10 to 10 out of 10 once you know the full context behind what this actually is. Because that's just who Airy is, right? Airy would take one of the best pop culture references and turn it into something from Osu's perspective. Anyway, after falling back into old habits, years flew by again. One day, my good friend told me about what was widely accepted as the best low AR score in the game. I was shocked. Do people really care about this kind of score? Most of the players I used to hang out with had already quit because of the cost of being a reading player. My friend wanted me to testify against the player who set the score. Call it a reading play rather than a memory play. I wouldn't. There's no point in diminishing any low AR play when they're already so undervalued. He hailed Trump and called me a communist. He's a bit of a strange one, but I knew what I had to do now. With renewed motivation, I practiced for months, making the AR lower and lower. Eventually, I hit the limit on laser. I had been practicing much lower for years, but I had to de-rust. Then, I was ready. Finding a map to set my play on took some time. Oh, shit. But it was there already in my songs folder. Low aim requirement, high density, lots of repetition. All that was left was to memorize it. In the end, it was impossible. I created practice difficulties, but I kept looking at the notes because I could see them. My eyes kept following the circles, no matter how much I tried not to. Of course, you know the rest by now. Yes, with enough retries, I was able to weed out a dozen or so pesky misses from my gameplay, but I had skipped most of the work before that with reading. I feel ashamed. I apologize to my followers, friends, and family for deceiving you into thinking that I was memorizing when I wasn't. They say that the only one that I fooled by reading was myself, but there is a responsibility to you all that I cannot ignore. If you must cancel me, so be it. I am different now. I will resolve to full memorize every map from now on.
I've been expecting you.
I have broken your trust, but I will work hard to earn it back. They say reading affects the brain. I wonder if I'll ever be able to undo the damage from repurposing half of my brain to recognize and hold patterns for a few seconds, but I will do my best. With love, Ari. It's such a good document. It's such a good, like, there's so much nuance to this. Hello, Hyog. Hello. Welcome in, team. How's it going? Floki written by ChatGPT? If you know Ari, you know he wouldn't do it like that. I'm not going to say he typed this entire thing out. He definitely copy and pasted it from somewhere. I think if you copy and pasted a paragraph of this into Google search, you might come up with some other twit longer. He plans to go to COE this year? Yes! I was hoping he would. We got to get another reading show match going, because this might be the time when he actually sticks in the community, instead of, like, appearing when he sets some dumbass bonkers reading score and then disappearing again. Any attention's good attention. Any publicity's good publicity, you know? It's your responsibility to drag him in and chain him down. I'll leave that to Yolkspie. Yolkspie can, you know, leave a trail of storyboard maps as crumbs to get him to find his way to the Brabantalen. Your mission, should you choose to accept it. I love this guy. He's super cool. Anyone who can catch him streaming, anyone who catches him live, it's just super cool to chat to. He's really knowledgeable about a lot of things, not just Osu. May your grinds pay off. This, like, loads of people make joke documents apologizing for, like, someone else being an idiot or whatever, and joke, I don't know. But this is good. This is, if I knew the context, if he'd used, like, I genuinely think he has used some form of template. Because it reads like it originally was a, confession document from someone who was, like, an alcoholic or something. A drink here, a drink there, nobody would notice. You know, you can hear it, right? You can hear the language.